Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave. In today's build and play guide, we have the Courbet, the 1944 premium version of the tech tree ship. So I'm probably not going to spend a ton of time talking about the stats and stuff on it because it's exactly like the Courbet. So I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I probably am not, knowing me. But with that being said, this is just exactly the same, the only difference being slightly quicker. That's the only thing I could see a difference on. So for your commander, you're going to want to use Robert Gerard. As you can see, this is just a skin on him. Some people will ask. Now, if you are low level and you did get this ship, that is... you could use, I believe it's Du Fournet, the general commander for the French, if you need to. Biggest thing with this thing is work into accuracy. This thing is got some not amazing accuracy. It's tier 3. That kind of happens at that tier. And now for me, for inspirations, I'm using Scharnhorst and Cunningham. French do have battleships, do have terrible dispersion, so grouping actually does help them, I feel, some. And they do have Scharnhorst. If you don't have Scharnhorst, honestly, John Fisher would be good, or any of the reload, like maybe even D. Ravel would help out quite a bit. And for the skills that we're using: flammable cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship, reaching out XXL with fight fire with fire. Our only upgrade that we are doing is, or modification, is the aiming systems mod 1. Trust me, you're gonna want that. So for a loadout, you get 3 heals, which is kind of handy at tier 3. They're not great, but still having them is nice. And secondary targeting as well, which honestly you probably won't be using too much, but you know, if it comes to that, it can be a little bit handy. Survivability, 41,000 health, and it does have 6 of the 305, or 6 double turrets on the 305. Just remember, guys, if you see here, these turrets here, we'll just take all this off. So 2 of the turrets are on the sides, so one of them is not going to be able to shoot unless you're flinging back and forth with it. Just so you're aware, I like to point that out, and also point out that with like when that happens with torpedoes as well. But these turrets can only be shot on one side in the middle there. So we're going to go ahead and put this armor back on real quick, and we're going to take a look at the rest of the stats. They are 305, so they are not very big caliber. And the HE does 4,000 damage. The AP does 9,000. For the most part, you're going to want to shoot AP, especially at this low tier, because you are going to catch broadsides. And if this thing decides it wants to hit a target, you're going to hit them pretty hard. So for your AA defense, you have none. You could literally have a guy on the back with a slingshot, and it probably would do as much as this. I had a carrier in the only match I had. Carrier was around me basically the whole match. I think I shot down 4 planes, and I think that's because they just, you know, just exploded in midair without even getting hit, because this AA is not great. Maneuverability, it's slow. It's a battleship at tier 3. It's a dreadnought. They're all slow. Concealment, it's a battleship. You're not going to sneak up on a dead moose, especially at tier 3 at 12.2 kilometers. If you are going to sneak up, you're going to want to use island cover. With that being said, we're not going to look at stats because I only have the one match and I don't want to ruin it for you. For armor, this thing is pretty armored. Like the Courbet, the tech tree, it's not bad. It's pretty tanky. It's a tier 3 dreadnought. They're pretty tanky as a whole. As you can see, we're going to take off the armor so you can see the citadel. Again, for the tier, it's pretty solid. It's a turtleback, and it is basically submerged. It is a submerged citadel, so it can be hard to hit unless you get it at range. But But again, at tier 3, a lot of people use an HE instead of AP anyhow. As we go ahead and start this match and check who we're up against, I do want to say it is disclaimer time. This is a beginner's guide to help out people just learning this ship or learning the game in general. This is not for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything. There is also multiple ways to build and play ships, so opinions will vary. I am just a above average player. I don't claim to be the best player in the world. I just am a pretty darn good player. So I do make mistakes. You're going to see some in this match. And also, you didn't come to this video to see how to pronounce names, as I am very terrible at slaughtering other beautiful languages. It's almost an art form. So keep that in mind when you're watching this, guys. As you can see, we're definitely bottom tier at Greece, but that isn't going to hold us back. You definitely are going to have fun on this ship at lower tiers if you've been playing a while. I don't like to play tier 3. It feels like penguin clubbing or seal clubbing at the tier. So I like, for example, this was my first and only game in the ship, and it definitely was a decent showcase of the ship. And one thing about Greece is you're going to see our teammates kind of leave the right flank. Well, at least the cruiser does for sure at the beginning here. And I keep an eye on that as I'm looking at what my teammates are doing. We're going to try to adjust to that and help with that when we need to. But in the beginning, we're going to try to hold the middle. Especially with, this low a tier, you're going to catch some people going broadside. And we're going to do our best to make the most out of this. Now, this is going to be a real short match. As you can see, the Courbet is sailing broadside to us, and the furry taco is. And we're going to go ahead and take a shot out. And this is going to be a real quick match, guys. So when you see the damage at the end, as you can see, we absolutely destroy the furry taco. Keep that in mind. It's a really short match. But we absolutely wreck the furry taco there with a very nice shot. And that was a very good salvo out of it. Now you're going to see salvos like that, which kind of, for me anyway, the French do a lot of. You're going to have shots where you're going to absolutely wreck people, and then you're going to have shots that you're not. And you're going to go ahead and see... we do get another Citadel on that, and there is a Danae pushing in. And listen, Minos and Danaes might be the easiest thing to explode in this game, right? I want you guys to know that. This might be the only Danae that I've ever looked at it and didn't even explode before I shot at it. That's how easy they explode. So we're going to take a shot at Danae. We have good crossfire here. We're going to put ourselves in a good spot. You can see I'm keeping an eye out, realizing now that we're getting pushed on that side. So we're going to go ahead and focus over there too. But you can see we did absolutely nothing to the Danae. That is the first time I've shot a Danae and it didn't explode. A lot of times it explodes before I get to shoot at it, to be honest with you. But... we're going to go ahead. If you guys don't know, Danae has a huge Citadel for the tier. It's ridiculous. And it seems like nothing overpens it. So you can see I'm lining up like he's going to hit the island. And you can see he does, in fact, hit the island. So we're going to take another shot over there. And then we're going to worry about the right side of the map. So, again, the trolliness of the... the accuracy at tier 3, and it's not just this ship, it does it to a lot of them. A lot of ships are inaccurate. I believe that was like 9 kilometers, and I didn't even hit a shell. We shot 10 shells downrange. Didn't hit them with one. Oh, man. If I ever got to survive 3 salvos broadside to a battleship as we absolutely demolished the Hawkins there, it's kind of surprised that wasn't a depth strike, to be honest with you. If I survived that many rounds in a broadside in Danae, I would be laughing hysterically about it. But anyway, we have now completely neutralized the Hawkins. There's not much he can do here. And we're going to help our side, this flank here, because basically our other flank is doing a good job. We definitely helped that other side and winning that flank, and now we got to help this side because this is a side that's getting pushed, and we are going to go ahead and switch our guns around here in a second. And there's a few reasons as we see the Texas, and we kind of hold off on turning around yet here. The reason we're going to flip our guns here is, you notice we have a battleship teammate to our right. If we drive exactly to the right and we keep going to the right, the Texas is going to be able to angle to both of us. So here I decide, instead of making a play to go for damage and just try to hunt this guy down, I want to put ourselves in a good spot. Now, there's pretty much no way we're going to lose this match already, like 3 seconds in, as we've kind of demolished everybody on the other team. But I want to push up in this direction to get crossfire. So that way, Texas can't bow tank me and the teammate. I forgot who it was that was over there, but we do not want that to happen. So I am actually going to continue to push forward. Now, is this going to make it so I can't shoot him very well or get shots on him right now? Yeah, but in the long run, if he, gets some decent shots off, he can't and continues to push up, he's not going to angle to me and my battleship buddy. As you see, our cruiser is playing very brave on this side, pushing up. Somebody got a good shot on Texas there. It might have been the battleship buddy that I was talking about. And we're going to move up, and this also puts us in position on the carrier if and when that comes. And you're going to see I make wise decisions, but not decisions that get me a lot of damage, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'd rather win than get 200,000 damage all the time. I'd much rather take helping my team over that. Damage is just a number. Sometimes you can really use it to help your team. Sometimes, however, though, you get that damage and you lost because you didn't shoot at, destroyers, or you weren't worried about long-term positioning. As you can see, our cruiser gets away with it, sailing broadside right next to a Texas, which I don't know how that's possible. Pretty crazy cruiser play in this game, I'll say that. And as you can see, I'm looking over for the carrier. He is, he's been around us the whole match, and we have only shot down 4 of his points. Now, he hasn't focused me, but he's focused the guys around me quite a bit. And clearly, we haven't made this Texas pay at all, so we're going to take another round into him, and we're going to start to turn. Because even if we don't kill him, as we didn't, our teammates can finish him off there. So we're going to go ahead and turn around and get our guns on the carrier, but the carrier's almost dead. We had a solid game of teammates. Even though one of them was AFK and never even played, we won this battle pretty handedly, 8v9. The other team had some poor matchmaking and didn't have amazing teammates on there. It happens. It happens a lot in Warships. You get these crazy games like this that end early. But top of the leaderboard, even though the match ended early, and we helped our team win, holding off the right side as well. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, folks. Have a good one.